Get it? Wow, this is a technical feat. Oh my gosh. Wow, see, even at the second part of that.
Yeah. Hi guys, welcome to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new around here, which many of you guys may be, we don't always start these episodes with cellos, but this week we're doing it a little bit differently. We've had a busy month. May was a busy month. What the heck are you drinking?
Oh, I'm going to tell them about that. Carry on.
Okay. So, if you are not watching this, if you're obviously listening, I don't know what I'm saying. This episode is a different one. We are going to have a fun freaking time. We've had a busy month. I'm leaving the country very soon. And James and I just wanted to just have a good time. So we're going to tell you some of the things that went wrong with the previous podcast. Those of you who listened, thank you so much for listening. Very good feedback on that, I'd say. Katie, thank you again for being part of it. Oh, crap. I gotta put my phone in airplane mode.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
Phone's in airplane mode, everyone.
Oh, Jesus. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today, by the way.
Yeah, and then turn off your Wi-Fi, too.
What?
Just in case.
I'm just in airplane, so I think it automatically turns it off.
Okay, well, mine had the
We're all
Wi-Fi
set.
on. Okay, good. So, it's raining men. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's not really
They're falling
raining
from
men.
the sky, hitting the roof. It's actually
Beautiful.
very traumatic and catastrophic.
Yeah.
Who are all these men? Where did they come from?
Well, who knows, but it's raining them.
Yeah. So you might hear the occasional thunder throughout
Thump.
this, which I think is pleasing on a podcast. Oh,
whoa, that thunder
orchestral thunder.
That thunder sounded like a C string on a cello. So, what was I saying? Yeah, this episode's going to be different. We're going to tell you guys some of the things that went wrong in the last episode. We're also going to do some Star Wars trivia.
Yes.
So, hopefully you enjoy this.
Yes.
Come back next week for some really good, thoughtful, intellectual, creative conversations. But this week, we're just going to have fun. And I hope that's okay.
Yeah, we're just going to be a little bit willy-nilly. A little bit cattywampus.
A little bit cattywampus.
That's okay.
We might break out the cello.
Have we said the name of the podcast yet?
No, they don't even need to know.
All right.
They're just listening.
Don't worry about the name. Oh. Do. Oh, my heart is filled with warmth. I'm chasing butterflies through a field of flowers. Pink flowers. I've decided that all the more serious things in life no longer bear weight. It's amazing how music really changes the mood. Like if you're just talking without a musical instrument, and then you add in a musical instrument, it doesn't matter what you're saying. It immediately becomes emotionally charged.
Yeah,
I love that about music.
You say it very emotionally so.
Yeah, and I do that as well. I mean, obviously, I was playing it up for the thing. But, okay, I was going to talk about my drink. So, for audio listeners, which is the majority of the people who engage with this podcast.
It's a podcast, so you listen to it with your ear holes.
We tend to have a beverage on the table for both of us each and every week. Now,
because your mouth gets really dry when you speak for a freaking hour.
Exactly. Now, if you are... So, on Christina's side, we have water.
H2O, baby.
Normally I have water on my side, but my water is orange.
He peed in it.
Now, this doesn't mean that I got this water from Flint, Michigan.
James, that's not funny. Oh, my gosh. Flint listeners,
I'm just kidding. I think theirs is brown. But
you're so stupid.
It is orange, and it is from the fine people at Cure Hydration, and these are a couple of people I've been working with in my personal affairs. I'm holding up one of their packs.
Ginger
right
turmeric.
Now, and it's a little instant pouch of stuff that you can pour into water. And Christina, first off, let's talk about the branding because it is so happy, and I think it's lovely. It's really nice orange, big, bubbly font. Looks quite nice. I like it. But this one is called Golden Hour Ginger, and this is not a sponsor, just to be very clear. I'm just literally talking about them because I decided to put it in my drink today, and I thought it would be fun to talk about because I'm actually really impressed with it. This is ginger turmeric, I'm saying
turmeric.
I'm saying turmeric because there is in fact an R in the word.
He says
two R's.
He says turmeric sometimes.
Yeah, turmeric.
He was homeschooled, so
see, it gets like anxiety inducing for me to when there are 5 different ways to say a word in a conversation. I'll find myself being timid and nervous about saying the word. So it's like I gotta find a way and commit to it.
There's one way to say the word turmeric.
Turmeric.
Okay, whatever.
That's how it's spelled. So that's how I'm gonna say it. There's no sugar added for one. There's organic coconut water powder, organic ginger extract, citric acid, pink Himalayan salt, organic turmeric extract. See, you feel me stumble? I don't like that. There's lemon juice powder, natural flavor, sodium citrate, organic stevia extract.
What?
Good sugar alternative. I think it's better for your teeth too, but I haven't read enough papers.
I don't have teeth.
Okay. Hey, monk fruit extract. That was me not having teeth, by the way.
I don't know why that would change your speech, but okay.
If you don't have teeth, it changes your speech, doesn't it?
Is that why old people sound like old people?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, they would sound like middle-aged men, if not.
Oh.
But they sound like old people because they don't have teeth.
Gotcha. Makes
so
sense.
Anyway, I'm just impressed with the ingredients, and there's no sugar in it, which I love. I'm on a big no sugar kick in my life, as you know, Christina.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm on a give me all the sugar kick.
And ginger
but
and turmeric is good for your digestion. So if you have digestive problems, ginger and turmeric.
Turmeric is good in moderation. Just wanted to put that out there for people who are as extreme as James.
I would modify that and say sugar is tasty in moderation.
Okay, so
it's less deadly in moderation.
Let's argue. Let's argue about sugar.
So to start off, we want to talk about
last episode
and the 2 times we tried to film it with failures, and then we ended up with a result where we still had a technical failure.
Yeah.
And this is because, and there's going to be a lesson in this for each and every one of you out there. What the lesson is up to you, but there will be a lesson in this story. There's something to learn.
The lesson is just give up.
That is certainly one way to go, and maybe that's the best thing to do sometimes.
Okay, so before we start the story,
yes,
this is me and you talking. Who do you want to lead it? Because you know how we are when it comes to stories. We speak over each other, and it's just drama city. So am I leading the story, or are you leading the story? We got to prime the listeners.
That's a good point. You can lead it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Just make sure you hit all the relevant details, and I will what's the word?
Interrupt?
I will come in to the conversation.
Okay.
At various points, but
Gotcha.
I would try to be very respectful.
Okay. For those of you
for the sake of banter and joy and laughter.
For those of you who don't know us very well, James thinks that I fly through stories way too quick. And he likes to tell you like the temperature of the day, the humidity, the wind speed, how many, like what direction it was. Mm-hmm. So 'twas a medium weathered Wednesday?
It was a medium weathered Wednesday.
So, okay. So the first time that we recorded this episode with Katie,
which was the one right before this, right?
Yes. See, you're doing it again.
Okay. What did I do?
You interrupted.
I interjected. I'm sorry. I just want to whenever I do that, I want to make sure they know what, like I'm trying to give them proper context because I don't know if that context has been established yet.
I like to just have people as confused as possible.
One of the main things I worry about in doing this sort of presenting type of thing where we have to present a long set of ideas together into a podcast is that it will be too vague and people won't know what the heck we're talking about. So I always try to
I will do better on giving details.
Maybe we did.
Guys,
I just don't remember.
Loosen your brains, okay? Just prime it for the entry of a story. Okay. So
Sounds a little violating.
Earlier in the month, I texted my good friend Katie. I've known her for 2-ish years now. She is an amazing human being, fellow Miamian, if that's a word. South Floridian. Miaminese. She's Cuban. She's gorgeous. She is an outdoor advocate, and the last episode was with her, and it was fantastic. Thank you, Katie, for being on. But earlier in the month, I texted her. I said, hey, do you want to be on our podcast? And she's like, yeah, let's do it like tomorrow. I said, heck yeah, let's do it. So we recorded the episode, and it was fantastic. It was so good. And then I came home. That's not true. I came home, and then I left home and went to Starbucks and then edited it. And following, like, once I started edit, I kind of blacked out a little bit because there was a lot of profanity. I noticed that there was this popping.
Profanity?
Yeah.
Where?
I was pissed.
Oh, you were screaming profane.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying like you were editing profanity. I was like,
James,
I don't think Katie threw around that many expletives.
Keep up, James. I was profane. Katie was a saint.
My apologies.
I was a profane. I was so frustrated because, number one, my first frustration was, okay, the audio sounds like crap. I'll explain what the audio sounded like in a second. My second frustration is I asked James to use our backup microphone, our Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, on the camera. And there was just some miscommunication there. That backup microphone.
Everything in this story will end up being my fault, by the way.
Yes, you're welcome. No, I was just frustrated because I thought that I made it clear, and I was partly frustrated with myself that I didn't like check.
That's always a struggle for us, is like how clear the other person was, and then there's a misunderstanding even though you were trying to be as clear as possible.
Was the other person listening? Like just the whole thing,
which I think is probably a natural frustration for a marriage, you know?
Yeah, I think so. But I was really bummed out. I just recorded this amazing episode. I'm just out here trying to be a professional, okay? With this crisp audio. I'm trying to make everything sound good, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, would you say?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, a bit may be an understatement. I'm a lot of a perfectionist.
Me, the perfectionist, and you, the perfectionist, when we come together, we create an energy that is comparable to one of the greatest stars in the universe.
Ah, you're welcome. Who do you think is more of a perfectionist, me or you?
And I mean energy of frustration and immense perfection, immense attempting at perfection at all times.
Guys, creating things together is just so
and our
great.
Conversations reflect that.
So who do you think was more of a perfectionist, me or you?
Oh, man. That's really tough.
I feel like that's an easy answer.
Do you think it's you?
Oh, yeah. I feel like you settle and you're like, you know what, the audio's not good, just leave it. And I'm like, no, I'm throwing it all in the trash. I want perfection in different areas, but I think probably you, because I seem to balance that out with more explorative type of personality, which is like I do want perfection, but at the same time I like free flowing atmosphere and that, you know. I like perfection playfulness. Sometimes to a fault. Which I just noticed that these two lights are different colors and I've been trying to make them the same color. See, that's an example of my perfection. I'm actually going to change that. Now, have you always been a perfectionist, or did I make you a perfectionist? That's my curiosity, because your creative journey sort of began in a lot of ways with our relationship. Yeah, I would say I've always been that way in one way or another. But anyway. You've always had high standards. I've had very high standards. Good. So Katie's episode, the first one, the mic was doing this popping thing, sort of like this. And then I would talk, and it was so freaking distracting. And the whole thing with storytelling, whether it being podcast or video or photos, is whatever you're producing, you want it to not be distracting from the story. James, when he edits photos, he will chop out half of a garbage can, like crop it out if the half of the garbage can is distracting. At the corner. I'll crop out a tremendous amount of an image. Yeah, to a pixel. Yeah, like an enormous amount of an image. Yeah. To the point where the end result is quite unrecognizable from the beginning. 1 pixel by 1 pixel. There was one. It's a square. Right. Yeah, the subject was the dot in the middle, so I cropped it. But what I was going to say was I took some photos in Idaho of some base jumpers, and there's one photo where it started out quite wide and crooked, and it ended, after the cropping, straight
and tight on the base jumper with just the cliffs and like a couple of storefronts in the background. And it looks so, I mean, it's almost unrecognizable from the beginning image. Like if you would have to really pay attention to exactly what the person's arms and legs were doing to be able to tell that was the photo that it came from. So yes, distracting from the story is something that you don't want in art. And a lot of our journey, or a lot of what we're trying to do when we're creating anything, is eliminate the distractions.
Yes, and that one there was no coming back from. I tried to edit it, and I was just so bummed, and I was just like, I texted Katie. I was like, "Look, I'm trying my best with this episode, but it's not. I think it just all went to hell." And she said, "If we need to record it, that's totally fine."
Yeah.
And I was like,
"Thank you, Katie. She was wonderful in this."
God bless you.
And it seems so leisurely for her to be a part of this anyway.
Yeah, but we were so stressed. We're like, oh, it's not going to come out as professional and all of that. I was just so frustrated with the whole situation.
I just appreciate Katie's like attitude and her personality on the podcast. She's very laid back and very articulate and able to share her thoughts in a very concise manner. She's got a great personality for recording.
Yeah. So we thought that the issue was the cable that we run from AC power into the Zoom mic recorder, because we don't want the batteries to die, guys. So you just plug it from the wall into the Zoom and the mic is good to go. Honestly, it might happen today. I don't think it will. So we thought the issue, that would be so ironic if it happened. That would be so hilarious. We thought the issue was the cable. The cable somehow interfering. Let's just get rid of the cable. I don't know why we assumed that we were right. Well, I actually do know why we assumed.
I can give you some knowledge into why I felt like that was what it was.
Okay,
initially.
I will let you do that, but first, if you guys do want to actually hear the travesty of the audio, I will link my tweet in the show notes and or description. So for all of you audio files out there, you can have that for context.
That's incredibly helpful, because we couldn't find another mic doing what these mics were doing, and we were thinking,
what do you Google?
Right, and we have a very clean setup. We have a mic that is the industry
dollars.
It's the industry standard of podcasting mics. Joe Rogan uses the same microphone. And we have a Zoom recorder, which is an industry standard of recorders. And we have 2 XLR cables running, which are industry standards of cables, running into the industry. Everything was an industry standard, Christina.
Well, the only thing that wasn't industry standard is we didn't have the preamp. We don't have a preamp. Yeah. We don't have a preamp because this is like a $1,200 setup, and I wanted to save $300 if I could and not make it a $1,500 setup. I think we're going to have to end up buying a preamp pretty soon.
But the point was we weren't using janky hardware.
Exactly.
There was no reason why something should be happening other than the mic is broke, or what I believed was happening because of the electronic sounding nature of the popping. There was like a grounding issue or some sort of power issue coming from the recorder being powered by the USB cable.
Yes.
That's what I assumed it probably was.
So we went with that assumption. We were both kind of tired of trying to Google it and not knowing the answer. And the next week, we recorded a podcast in this very office, guys, right here. We recorded...
Holy ground.
We recorded an episode, and we didn't have the problem, I don't think. I was like, oh, great. I think we solved the issue. The issue was... Can I go ahead and tell the issue, or did I miss anything?
No, because we have to go into the second recording, because we went back to record again. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you want me to do this one? You can do it, or I can do it.
Okay, I can do it really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So
it doesn't have to be long.
Yeah. So we re-recorded the episode with Katie. Thank you, Katie. How many times have we thanked her? So we re-recorded the episode, and I thought everything was just peachy. Like, we bought batteries. We have rechargeable batteries, because, guys, nature's important. But we bought some batteries from CVS, and we're like, you know what? We're good. We don't have this extra cable issue. We should be just fine. When you record with the Zoom and it's not plugged in, the screen is a little bit more dim.
Yes.
So I couldn't really see what the waveforms are doing. But long story short, I went back to edit and I heard the issue again.
Once more. Worse.
It was worse.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed. I was like, oh my gosh, like we did this again. There's like, I'm not going to ask Katie to re-record. I respect her time. We have the backup microphone because redundancy is very important, guys. Make sure that you're always backing up whatever you're doing. If you're recording audio with these mics, always have a backup mic going on in the background.
That is a good idea.
That is a good idea. Would have been great if we would have done that in the first place.
Can I take over from here?
That was me being passive aggressive.
Oh, thanks.
No problem.
I'll cry about that later.
Carry on.
Okay, so we then went to Twitter. You did most of the work here, so I say we. You did most of the work. I just pontificated about what I thought it was.
This is story of our life.
You went online and posted. You shared the video or the audio to Twitter, and very quickly you got a couple of responses that were great.
I tagged all of our friends. I tagged our friend Roberto, Sarah, our friend John Prosser, which we spoke about him in an episode, Jason from Painfully Honest Tech, like all of our techie, geeky, nerd friends that would probably know what the deal is. The cavalry came, guys.
Yes.
And they responded with abundance.
Yes.
And
I was actually really surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
when you call in the cavalry's going to come.
You better believe it.
Hallelujah. Yeehaw, tech.
Thank you. You know, there's a lot of... I love
Lamp.
how much the word Calvary is in Southern gospel music. Like, they really focused in on the cavalry coming.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
Yeah. and I think Calvary is such a fun word to put into a song.
It makes me
and you can split it up across syllables. In Calvary. On that day.
Calvary.
When Calvary. When
that
Jesus died.
Calvary.
For you and me.
Calvary.
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 Calvary. That's starting to get into a hymn. There's a certain way that you go up and down with Southern gospel music to maintain it. That went a little bit into hymn world. Very different. There are a lot of different subgenres. But yeah, I grew up in that world. That was nostalgic. Where were we?
I have no idea.
So Roberto stated that it may have been a phantom power overpowering issue, which was a good recommendation.
Yeah. Roberto, if you're listening, James like leapt for joy. He was like, "Yes, I was right," when he saw that. But many other people said,
"Did I suggest that though?" Maybe I did.
You said it had something to do with phantom power.
Something to do with powering the mics.
Yeah.
Right.
But many of the other cavalry said that's a phone issue, and I was like, guys, everything's not Apple's fault, okay? But evidently, I think it's GEC phones or
GSM.
GSM. What does that stand for?
It's the type of antenna in the phone, I believe. But
Great
I don't know exactly
salamander. Multiply.
Manatee.
Great salamander manatee antenna. So it's the GSM antenna. Basically, when the phone is not on airplane mode, it is pinging the towers.
Or something like that.
And
that has to do with the cellular network.
Yeah. Long story short, like a 20-minute long story short.
It was interfering with the mics.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why we think it was probably interfering particularly a lot in this case was because normally our phones are not a prominent part of our setup when we're filming.
Usually we just have two phones as well.
I
have my phone on the table all the time.
You have it, right. And so mine is maybe on the table, but it's far away. I'm not really using it. It is not something we even use while we're podcasting. Let's put it that way. I have my laptop always sitting nearby with the notes on it, which is right over here.
Out of the frame.
For audio listeners, it's right over here.
Yeah, just close your eyes and imagine.
Right. And so in this case, we were using our phones I was using I think you were too,
Yes.
to read the notes because we couldn't fit the laptop on her desk.
I don't think that's what it was. I
Okay.
think it was the quantity of phones
Oh, you think
that
it
were
was
nearby.
The sheer amount of phoneage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, we don't really know what happened and why it happened, but we're just hoping and praying that it doesn't happen again. From now on, we are keeping our phone in airplane mode.
Whoa.
So
Lightning just struck outside. That was spectacular.
our dog is gonna have a freaking conniption.
Yeah, our dog's freaking out right now. Oh god.
And the thunder
he's gonna come through the
rolls.
door.
Oh my gosh. Should we let him in?
I think he's fine.
Yeah, he might. Okay.
He should
Anyway,
be fine.
are we done with the story?
He'll find a nook. He
Yeah.
likes nooks when things like that happen. So anyway, the phone. If you have these sorts of issues, it is your phone, perhaps.
We don't know what we're doing.
We don't
here.
even know. This one might still do it. We're hoping for the best, but we're pretty sure we have it taken
Yeah,
care of.
we do need to get the cloud lifter because something about gain technology.
Yeah.
Can we do Star Wars trivia?
Okay, yeah, so we want to do Star Wars trivia, and the reason why is because this is something that this is a conversation that me and Christina have had. I'm going to bring my laptop over in front of us. This is a conversation that me and Christina have off and on, and it's always hilarious because Christina, she tries her best.
Guys,
Bless
I
her heart.
grew up watching Disney movies before Disney bought Star Wars. So, like, ask me some ish about The Lion King, and I can quote the entire scene. Like, Little Mermaid, get lit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She was a little hussy. But anyway, you know.
We could do an episode about the morality of Little Mermaid. That would be fun.
That's next time around.
Yeah.
Every now and then, I think it's a good idea just to loosen things up.
Exactly.
Because I get very serious about things because I'm a perfectionist, and it loses the fun for me. Like, it's like, oh, we have to do a podcast. But I'm excited to do this one.
That's good. I think in general, our conversations.
You mean like
tend
General
to be,
Ackbar?
Oh, okay. Okay, he was
Star
not
guy.
in Star Wars.
He wasn't?
No. Ackbar?
No, Ackbar.
You're talking about
General Ackbar was totally
you're talking about
okay.
Admiral Ackbar.
Freaking hell!
Hold
All
on.
right, here we go. Can I just
He's the
defend
fish
myself?
guy, right?
I don't know. So
I'm sorry for my sniffing, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
I
get that
apologize.
together.
Yeah, it's Admiral Ackbar.
Okay, so
you were close.
let me go ahead and prime you guys. I keep saying prime. Like, what is this? A wall? I think I do very good at these. I'm getting better at Star Wars trivia. Typically, I have my thoughts all day long. I don't think. I just kind of do what I need to do next. But right before bed, I'll always have these thoughts. What did I say? There was one thing that I wanted to know how much something weighed right before bed.
I don't know.
But basically, I'll have these deep thoughts, and James will go, that's a great question, Christina. Let me know your answer in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Which is basically...
Ask me again in the morning. That's
yeah. Which is basically James going, shut up, I'm trying to go to sleep. But...
Hey, I'll be right back. I got to blow my nose. This is the second time this happened. This literally happened on the last one.
Yeah, let's get that...
For whatever reason it's happening
Let's
here.
get that nose together. So what he... The way that I get him to answer the question is I'll ask him a Star Wars question right before I go to sleep. I'll go, James, hold on. So Luke was the guy that he lived on the desert planet and he drove the little thing in the race. And James will go, no, Christina, that was Anakin. And Anakin was Luke's dad, but this was before, like, the whole thing. Also, this is going to have Star Wars spoilers if you guys have been living under a rock like I have for the past 30 years. Don't slam it. Okay, cool.
Did you hear that? It was aggressive.
Yeah.
Aggressive nose blowing.
So, I'm ready. I'm prepared. I've been training.
What did you tell him I was gone?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, yeah, this is going to be fun because Christina...
I don't think it's going to be that funny.
I think it's going to be freaking hilarious. Because it's always so funny when we have this conversation. And what you do, I think one of your biggest struggles is you mix characters together. You just did a second ago because you said General Ackbar.
Is there a general anywhere?
There's a General Grievous and then there's an Admiral Ackbar. I just told you about General Grievous the other day.
I've never heard of a General Grievous.
You haven't, but there is one. No, I mentioned it yesterday.
Okay.
But anyway, that's just an example of how you like to mix characters together. and you'll get confused.
I'll
and
talk
it's
about
hilarious.
the guy with the red sword or the red lightsaber or like, okay, so he's the black guy that did the Quicksilver cashback commercial,
Right.
which is talking about, what's the guy? He did the, I'm just trying to raise some black people in a basketball game.
Oh, yeah. Samuel
Samuel
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter. I get So my apologies. If you're offended, you can leave now or something. I don't know.
Here we go. This is one of those things that you do that's funny and you don't even realize it, and you're maybe not even trying to be funny. Or perhaps you're just fully aware.
I'm fully aware, probably.
Okay.
I kind of make it.
It's just wonderful.
More of a thing.
So I went to triviaquestions.com.
Let's link that below too.
There is an article. Yes.
Send that to me.
Yes. There's an article named 60 plus Star Wars trivia questions and answers. This really saved me some time. Thank you so much. I don't see a name.
Star Wars.
Whoever wrote, Star Wars trivia guy. We'll just call him Bob. Okay. Number 1. This one's easy. What is the name of Han Solo's ship?
The Millennium Falcon.
You got it. You almost didn't, but you got it.
I
well
know.
Done.
I'll pronounce them weird because.
What is the famous weapon used by Jedi Knights in the Star Wars series?
Lightsabers.
Well done.
Dude,
this is good.
I'm just so here
Starting
right now.
Easy. Okay, this is where it could get tricky.
What?
Because this one took you a little while to figure out, but I think you got it. Which young Jedi Knight becomes Darth Vader in Star Wars?
Anakin.
Well done. What's his last name?
Skywalker.
Well done. Good job.
Get
We're
out of
doing
here,
it.
guys.
Now, then they have some that I don't even know the answers of.
Well, don't bother asking me those.
We're gonna flip it around at some point.
Okay.
And you're gonna ask me some, and I have followed the Star Wars universe and the legends and the extended universe and all of this fun stuff. I've watched a lot of videos about this, so I should know some things, but I was reading one, like, for example, there's a question, what is Yoda's last name? And I don't know.
Wan Kenobi.
Yoda Wan Kenobi. Okay, we're going to go
Sometimes
past
I
that
do
one.
say obscene things just to get James to laugh. Okay.
Okay, what? Ooh. What planet is home to Chewbacca and the Wookiees?
The fuzzy planet.
The fuzzy planet.
Yeah. Can I have options? Can I get like A, B, C, D?
That requires me to make up planet names. No, I can use other planet names in Star Wars. Okay. All right. So, indoor.
Outdoor.
Kashyyyk and Naboo.
I'm going to go with Kashyyyk.
Well done. It's good. You did it.
Because his hair was chic AF.
As it seems like it would be fitting with like a land of giant dog people, right?
Yeah. It could be Kashed.
Because
dogs shed.
Oh, man. Yeah, that would be a very hairy planet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just imagine what we have to deal with Cooper, but planet-wide. Whew. Wow.
What a nightmare. Kashyyyk also sounds like a... What's up, guys? My name's Kashyyyk.
Okay. Which Star Wars was used to upgrade Han Solo's beloved Which starship was used to upgrade Han Solo's beloved Millennium Falcon? I don't even know the answer to that.
Which starship?
Which starship was used to... He didn't upgrade. He never upgraded.
Yeah, he never upgraded. It was always Millennium. Guys, come on.
What's
seriously?
the answer to this? The YT-130 stock light freighter. Oh, that's the type of ship that the Millennium Falcon is, I believe.
I don't care.
Okay, carry on. What color was... Oh, this is a good one. What color was Yoda's lightsaber in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith?
Well, first of all, did he only have one lightsaber?
Well, it says in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Okay,
specifically.
Okay, question.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. It was probably yellow or something crazy like that. But, question.
Okay.
Let me just get some context.
All right.
Which number was Attack of the Clones? Like, which movie was that?
Okay.
Was that like 4 and 5?
So.
No, don't do that. Just tell me the number.
Episode 2 and 3.
Like real episode 2 and 3,
Well,
or like
what I was gonna explain, but you told me I couldn't.
I don't need to know, like, because we got.
That's why I'm trying to help you understand that. So it was made. So Star Wars was made. The older ones were made to be in the future. So that is episode 4 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, gotcha. So this
Episode
is like
1, 2, and 3
Gotcha.
was made next.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So 2 and 3.
So we're like the 2000s.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and say green because he's green and I'm pretty sure it was green.
Good job, it was green.
So he only had lightsabers in like those movies.
But he only used it, in those movies.
The reason I know that answer is because there was a little Target doll and he had a green lightsaber.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well done. That's good memory. Wow.
Yeah. Target and Disney have like a... I bet you Disney's going to buy Target. Oh my gosh, I'm foreshadowing.
Oh, that's a big one. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see.
Sorry, guys. That was my chair.
Who was Luke and Leia's mother?
Luke and Leia's mother?
We've spoken a lot about this one.
She's the one, you're tearing me apart.
Okay. Yes. That was amazing.
Princess Amidala.
You got it.
I almost
Amidala.
say Abadala.
What's her first name?
Princess. Right?
Generally speaking, princess.
Hold on.
You have Princess Diana.
Oh, wait, hold on.
So
They
Diana
have
would be the first
all
name,
of their-
not princess.
Okay.
Right? Is
All
Diana
of their
her last
names
name?
start with L. So I'm going to go ahead and say Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
What was her first
What's the
name?
name of your child? Elizabeth.
Was it?
Oh, Elizabeth. Such a wonderful name. No, it's Elizabeth. Get it right.
What was her first name?
Padme.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you
Hold
knew
on.
that.
I thought
You
Padme
knew
was like a little alien. It sounds like Padme Amidala is a horrible name.
It doesn't flow.
No.
It really doesn't have a phonetic joy to it. It doesn't bring joy. We should get rid of it.
Spark joy. James.
It doesn't spark joy, sorry.
Get your memes right.
Okay, let's see here. Some of these start to get much harder.
I'm ready for it.
Oh god. What was the last word spoken at Empire Strikes Back? Ugh,
The end.
I don't remember.
End.
We're not the Carlin brothers here.
Okay.
Hey, brother. How does Darth Vader plan to capture Luke?
A net.
Close.
Really?
He wants to freeze him. He ends up freezing Han Solo in carbonite, which I wonder if that's where the name carbonite, like the service, comes from.
I don't know.
Anyway, Han Solo was frozen.
When did that happen?
For an episode 5,
but like real
and 6.
Okay. First of all, can we talk about Han Solo? Wait, hold on. Was it Han Solo? Who was the hunky hunk man? I don't think it was Han Solo.
That would be Han Solo.
Oh, it was?
That would be Han Solo.
Dude.
He's the only hunky hunk man in Star Wars, really.
Yeah.
Anakin's
So
kind of hot,
when he's not that. Yeah. He's not that good looking. But when James first told me it was Liam Neeson, I was like, "Oh, Liam Neeson from Taken." Like,
I forgot about Liam Neeson. Oh, wait, that's who you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, that's
No.
That's
I'm not
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay, no. I'm not talking about like what's his Henry Ford?
Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
I'm sorry,
not Henry Ford.
No,
makes sense.
I honestly don't think that he's that. I don't get the hype behind Harrison Ford.
See, I think back in the day, all the young ladies in the 80s were like, oh, he's so rebellious and heroic and
rebellious.
He knows what he wants in life, but he struggles too. He's got a soft center.
He's got a drinking problem, but it's okay. No. So James told me that Liam Neeson was some guy, and I was like, oh, Liam Neeson from Taken. I'm expecting to see like this aged whatever. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but James used to have long hair, and I don't know if I just have a thing for guys with long hair, but I was like, ooh, he's looking like a snack.
I kissed Qui-Gon on the mouth.
Qui-Gon, okay,
Qui-Gon had
this
a
is
good
where
look.
this is where it gets interesting. Screw the questions. Qui-Gon was the guy that trained, what's his name, right? He was a Jedi, right?
Qui-Gon trained Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi was not Luke's dad.
No.
Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi trained Anakin.
Correct.
And Anakin burned his leg and went, no!
He burned more than his leg, but he did burn his leg.
Yeah. Okay.
Off.
So Anakin...
No, his leg got chopped off and then he burned the rest of his body.
So Anakin was like... Hold on. Who were we talking about again?
We're doing the lineage of Padawans. So we have
What's
Qui-Gon
a Padawan?
Okay, so.
Hold on. Padawan is that girl's name.
No. No, close. You got it. You got the pad part right. So the Padawan is the
padlock.
He is the apprentice. He's the apprentice of the master.
He's the young grasshopper.
He's the young grasshopper. So the master in episode 1 was Qui-Gon Jinn.
Did he die?
Trained Obi-Wan. Yes, he did die.
Who killed him?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul is the guy with the Satan face.
He's the guy with the Satan face with the horns all the way around his head.
Can we just talk about him for a second?
I wonder what the utility of that is, by the way.
He looked horrifying.
Yeah, he was a great villain.
I don't remember him doing anything.
Probably my favorite villain. Well, you didn't see the end of episode 1. He was only in the end.
But why was he such a face of Star Wars for a while?
He wasn't.
But I feel like
he was a lot of... But then they brought him back in the Han Solo movie and made it seem like he was...
No, I'm talking about when they sold little toys, they always had him. I always thought he was Darth Vader.
Because he was if you're a young lad, you see this red guy with a double red lightsaber who can do backflips and stuff, you're pretty excited about that. And I thought he was a good villain from that. He was the opposite of Darth Vader, where Darth Vader was heavily developed throughout the entire... the whole film series is centered around the story of Darth Vader. With Darth Maul, he just popped in at the end of episode 1.
Question.
Which I actually think worked.
Okay, so Luke and Leia, they were brother and sister.
Correct.
They kissed.
They did.
Okay, how did that chemistry spark?
Well, in the Star Wars universe, they really enjoyed incest. I think they didn't know at that point. There's probably some debate. I think they didn't know that they were brother and sister at that point.
And also, why wasn't that
and they had a weird moment. But I have to go back and watch that.
You don't just kiss someone like that. How is there not they're on the Star Destroyer guy, the big ship. Yeah. And they're walking past each other, and it's not
It could have been
I've never kissed my brother like that.
Exactly. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'll have to look back on that bit.
Anyway.
But then her and Han Solo.
And wasn't she adopted by the Black family? Can you tell me their names so I don't
Black family.
There was one Black family in the entire series. So who else am I going to refer to?
So they split them up at birth, right? So they took Leia to Bail Organa, I think.
Nobody was wondering why this nice couple had this little white girl wandering around.
They weren't black.
They looked black to me.
The wife was... I think she was
She was a hot yellow?
Biracial-esque.
Okay.
And then the guy had darker skin. So I don't think they cared. Maybe they rose above talking about race all the time.
Whoa. Is that what it was like in the 80s?
Yeah.
We wouldn't talk about race all the time?
Yeah. But I don't know why we're not striving towards the 80s again.
LSD.
Now,
LSD.
Luke went to the desert planet with his uncle, aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
Right? So...
And in the desert planet, that's when he drove the little...
He drove the thing that could float in the air?
Yeah. Didn't, what's his name do that too?
Anakin?
Darth Vader? Whatever his name is?
Vader?
Yeah.
Anakin?
Yeah.
At the beginning... not at the beginning. At episode 2, he went to rescue his mother, so he rode a bike.
Oh, no. I'm talking about a little kid. With
the pod
race.
Yeah. Yeah. Little Anakin? Little Annie?
That's what trips me out.
What about it?
They both drove the little things.
Yeah, they were a little different. One was a car type thing, and the pod racer was it had jet engines on the side of it. It was pretty, so it was different. But there was a little bit of fun foreshadowing there, perhaps. Okay, back to the questions. This is good. We're making progress. I'm gonna see. Let's see. They start to get really difficult, so I'm gonna keep them pretty straightforward. How far along are we? 44 minutes.
We can just end it now.
Sweet. How much does the Chewbacca costume weigh?
That's easy. 42 pounds.
Is it?
It's all carbon fiber.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
8 pounds.
Really?
How?
Nah. Maybe 8
Wow.
spaceship pounds.
I would have expected it maybe be more, but yeah, 8 pounds. I guess it's just fur. Wait,
Yeah, no.
Chewbacca didn't wear a costume. He was a dog person. Obviously.
No, he was a human
He was
being.
a real human being
underneath.
who had excess hair, had excess body hair all over his body, and he couldn't find a place until Star Wars. And that's the beauty of George Lucas. Who is Jango Fett's son?
I know that there's a guy named Boba Fett.
All right, so let's
Bubble?
work through. Well,
Bubble?
you just answered the question. Well done.
Oh, yay.
Good job. So do you know who Jango Fett is?
He's the fat slug that lived underwater.
Way off.
Oh, crap.
Way off. See, when you say fat slug, I am confused if you're talking about
I am too, honestly.
crap.
The guy that lived underwater.
Jabba the Hutt, or the guy who was part of the same species as. Why am I forgetting all of the simplest names?
I don't know.
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar was a sloth.
Jar Jar was like he was bouncy. He was more like a rabbit thing. He's like a amphibious rabbit.
I'm talking about whoever was underwater.
Okay, so there was you. So you probably mean the
But I thought
near
that
the
was...
beginning of episode 1, where they go talk to the people in the underwater city, and they say, "Hey, something about Jar. I think Jar Jar needed to be freed or something like that." I forget exactly what happened there, but
Okay.
and so there was an underwater big sloth-esque looking guy
That
there,
was Jar Jar.
or slug-esque
Wait, not
looking
Jar Jar.
guy there.
That was Jabba the Hutt.
That was not Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt's a big worm that lives in a palace.
I don't know. The worm that I'm talking about lived underwater.
Okay. Let's circle back around to that. So well done. But yeah, Jango Fett was like, he had a jetpack and he had 2 pistols, and he fought Obi-Wan in episode 2. He had like a...
You say these things like I know what you're talking about.
I'm
remember?
trying to give you context.
Dude, I
struggle. Context, Christina. Obviously your eyesight's off.
I struggle to realize that episode 2 was in the 2000s and not in the 70s. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, Boba Fett is his son. Jango Fett got his head chopped off.
Why is everybody's head getting chopped off?
And there's a scene that's very sad where Boba Fett, his son, who saw his dad get his head chopped off, holds his dad's helmet up to his head in sadness and cries.
I don't like feeling sad.
And then Boba Fett ends up being, in the older movies, he's the grown-up version of the young one.
What does he look like? Oh, well, we don't have internet, so we don't know.
Boba Fett?
I don't know.
Young or old?
We can just do next question. Was he a human? That's my question.
They were human.
They were human?
Well, they were Mandalorians, but yeah, technically human.
Isn't a DeLorean a car?
Mandalorians.
Isn't that...
Mandalorians, I think, right?
Was that like version 2 of the car?
Jango Fett. Mandalorian. And they made really strong armor. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, this will be the last one for you. We'll flip it around and you ask me some, okay?
As if I'm
scared because a lot of these I've read I don't know the answer to. Who was also known as Darth Sidious?
Was that a cousin of Darth Vader? Darth Sidious. Can I get that in a sentence, please?
Who was also known as Darth Sidious? Do you want the state of origin?
Yeah.
French.
French? Okay. Cool. Can I get a species type?
Human.
Shoot. Crap. Sorry, guys. Okay, he was human?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I get a hair color? Wait, hold on.
I can give you a hint.
No. What was his name again?
Can a hint help?
Darth Sidious?
Darth Sidious.
Oh, he was that old guy. Right?
He was an old guy.
Ah, got it.
What? Tell me something else about this old guy.
He was probably white. Sorry.
He was very white.
Was he in the newer movies?
He had a disease. Yes, he was, but he wasn't an old white Satan-looking person.
No, he was a thing in the newer ones.
A thing.
Yeah, he was
like a thing. Like Voldemort is a thing at the beginning of the Harry Potter movies. Like he's like this little or like a person?
No, a little bit of both.
Okay.
I remember there was a guy that someone chopped his head off. Like Kylo Ren, which I know who that is.
Wait, oh, you mean the newer movies?
Yeah.
He was not.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go.
So we're operating on a false premise here.
Let me backtrack.
Okay.
So he was an old guy. Did he was he one of the dudes that would be like in the,
Oh.
like
where's this going?
You know, like how in spaceships they have like the round table. Every spaceship has a round table, and it like projects things.
Oh,
was he in one of those? Was he like allowed to be in one of those?
Projects things, like what sort of things?
Like blue stuff, like blue lights.
Lights, like a projection of an image, like a planet or something. Are you saying was he projected?
No, was he like in the room during that time? Sometimes.
No, he would be the projection if anything.
Oh, okay. So
Same.
yeah, I don't know who that is.
Same. Okay, so, I almost said his name.
Chancellor.
So, yes, he has 3 different names.
Well, that's not fair.
But the one that would answer the question would probably be the Emperor. He was the Emperor.
He struck back. I knew it. I'm tired of all these people.
The Empire Strikes Back, not the Emperor.
Oh, shoot.
But I like, you're trying.
I don't like how there's so many different names for the same person.
The Emperor, you had Darth. He was also known as Darth Sidious, right?
Okay.
Which is like, it just matched him perfectly because he was Sidious. So he was the Emperor Darth Sidious, and then early on in the prequels, in episode 1, 2, and 3, he was known as Senator Palpatine.
Oh, his name sounds familiar.
Right.
Because it sounds like palpitations.
So exactly. He caused palpitations because he ended up shooting lightning out of his hands.
Ooh.
At people.
I wonder
and he was
how.
Very powerful.
I bet you his moisture
He's the
was
one
off.
that seduced Anakin to the dark side.
Okay.
And so Anakin thought he was good because he was a senator, and he didn't look like a Satan face with like a ball sack on his head.
Okay. I want to read this one.
He looked like a normal person.
I want to read this one just because I can't pronounce it.
And then he became really old and died.
What Jedi Master spent 800 years training such pupils as Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Count Dooku, and Luke? That's easy.
Yoda.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I was worried that would be wrong on that one, but.
Which Star Wars movie was the first to be shot entirely on high-definition cameras without using traditional 35mm film?
I love this question. I love this. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
Hey!
Wow, good job.
The reason, you want to know why I didn't guess what the obvious answer would be?
No, because I don't know what the obvious
I'm going to tell
answer.
him. The obvious answer would be that it was episode 1, Phantom Menace, because there was a huge gap in time between the older movies and the prequels. So one would think, oh, they have high definition video now. They can, they make the transition over. But episode 2, Attack of the Clones, which came after the Phantom Menace, was the first one to be shot on that because they didn't quite have the technology yet to use high definition digital cameras for episode 1. Even though they did a lot of fantastically ingenuitive stuff for episode 1, as they did with basically all of the movies.
Yay.
Next.
Okay. Who do? That's stupid. Who do Obi-Wan and Yoda give Leia to? Okay. I guess you would know that one.
Who do Obi-Wan and Leia?
And Yoda give Leia to?
Oh, Bail Organa. Is that his name?
Bail.
Is that his name?
Uh-huh.
Did I get it right? Okay.
What was the name of the planet of oh my gosh. What was the name of the planet that the clones were made on?
Camino.
How do you know these things?
Let's see how many we can get through.
Yeah. I'm just kind of scrolling randomly.
This is so fun to me.
How many engines are on an X-Wing fighter?
4?
Yep.
Yay.
Okay. Lando Calrissian. That is.
He was a black guy. He was like
the
this
basketball game guy.
What? No.
Yes, he was.
No.
Yes, he was.
No, that wasn't. That's Samuel L. Jackson. He was Mace Windu.
Oh my gosh.
Lando Calrissian was in the first set of movies.
Okay.
He was in the movies that were filmed in the 80s.
Okay.
He was played in the new Han Solo movie by This Is America. What's his name?
Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Lando Calrissian's operation on Cloud City mines. What type of gas used in this operation? That is not even a question. That's a statement and then a question. That's stupid. Lando Calrissian's operation on Cloud City mines. What type of gas used in this operation as a weapon? 5,
I don't know.
4.
Carbonite?
Tijuana gas.
Okay.
Okay. The
That's
Emperor
on the tip of my tongue.
The Emperor attacked the rebel base on Hoth with a strange four-legged Imperial walkers. They were also known as AT-ATs. What does AT-AT stand for?
Oh, all-terrain action to all-terrain
5, 4, 3,
action
2. No.
turtle.
All-terrain armored transport.
Oh, that's way easier.
An action turtle?
Yeah, action turtle.
Okay.
So it should have been.
Who said, quote, "The Jedi turned against me, ! Don't you turn against me too."
Anakin Skywalker.
Yes. Who was he talking to?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, that's not who I thought.
Oh, wait, did I get... Is
No,
that right?
I don't know. That wasn't part of it, but...
Is it?
so.
Oh, okay. Oh, it didn't give you that answer? It was either... No, it was either Obi-Wan Kenobi or Padme.
I would think it was... What's her name?
Might have been Padme. Yeah, it was Padme because he's saying that the Jedi turns against me, implying that Obi-Wan turned... I think he said it to Padme.
What color was Mace Windu's lightsaber? And
Purple.
what major character does he kill?
Jango Fett.
What is another name for purple?
Go
ahead.
Fuchsia?
No. Amethyst.
Oh my gosh.
But it was purple.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what does Padme say when the Senate cheers for Palpatine after declaring himself Emperor of New Empire?
And this is how democracy dies.
How would you know that?
Is there a second part of that? With a hail of clapping or something like that?
Sort of. This is how liberty dies. With a thunderous applause.
There we go.
You're tearing me apart. Okay. Whose DNA were the clones made from?
Jango Fett.
Yep. This is not fun with you. You know all the answers.
This is really fun to me. I'm amazed that I know these.
Okay. What substance powers lightsabers according to Star Wars legend in Star Wars movie series? I can't pronounce it, so you can probably say whatever and it'll be right.
Crap.
5, 4.
Something crystal.
What does the something start with? What letter?
Oh gosh.
Is it a vowel?
I know it,
Is
but I can't think of it.
A, E, I, or U? Sometimes Y.
Can you give me the letter it starts with?
I.
It starts with I?
Yep.
Oh God, tell me.
Illum crystals.
Illum?
Illum. I-L-U-M.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, get it together.
Wow.
Are you a real Star Wars
I knew
fan?
it was crystals.
Where does Yoda live?
Where? He lives in 2 places.
Where does
Yoda
Yoda live?
He lives, in the first 3 episodes, he lived on, what's the name of the planet?
I don't know. Where does he live?
Oh God. He lived on,
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
crap. Okay.
Go.
Well, in the older movies, he lives on, the forest moon of Endor. No. He lives on Dagobah.
Yes, that is the answer.
Yeah.
Dagobah.
But in the first one, he lives on the planet that's surrounded by a city, and it's one of the primary planets in the first 3 movies, but I can't think of it. Everybody else is screaming it. I know
Who
it.
ordered to create clones? Which Jedi Master was behind this order?
Master Sifo-Dyas.
How do you know? Like, I've never heard his name in a million years. What movie was that?
Well, they talk about it because Master Sifo-Dyas ends up dying. He's not actually in the movies.
But you know his name.
They mention him when Obi-Wan goes to Kamino to talk to the cloner people.
Is Kamino a place or a person?
It's a planet. It's a planet entirely surrounded by water.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds like my kind of vibe.
Yeah.
We are a planet completely surrounded by water.
And it's like, but the water is like, it's always hurricane storms there. It's like crazy.
So South
giant
Florida.
Waves and yeah.
Okay, we are
one more.
James,
Yeah, one more.
You really enjoyed this one, didn't you? I've got some.
I'm
videos
so
to
happy.
I'm so bad at this. Okay. Let's just close our eyes and then select.
All my YouTube rabbit hole, all my Star Wars YouTube rabbit hole time has paid off.
I'm glad you could finally use this for something productive. Okay, how many bounty hunters were on the Executor? Executor? Ooh, I can't read, guys. Embarrassing. When the rebels are hiding in the asteroid field.
Whoa.
Bonus for each one named.
What? But okay.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Boba Fett was one of them.
I'm asking for how many.
There was another guy, and I forget his name, but he's like a lizard guy. There is 7. Is it 7?
It is not 7.
Is it 5?
It is not 5.
6.
It is 6.
Hey!
Okay, so name them.
I don't know.
Name them.
Boba Fett, the lizard guy. I've heard his name, but I can't remember it.
What does it start with? Does
I
it
have
start
no
with a
idea.
D?
I have no
Does
idea.
it start with a number?
Does it start with a number? I don't remember.
Okay, so lizard guy, number 2. Who's number 3?
There was a guy he was a robot. He was a droid, and he had this tall head that was like a cylinder.
He's probably the number guy.
He was supposed to be really powerful.
Does he have a number?
But they don't really mention his names in the movie.
Does he have a number in the beginning of his name or in the end?
Beginning.
Okay, so that's number 3. Who's number 4?
Some guy with a brain floating in a tank. I don't know. I really don't know.
Number 5?
A woman.
Okay, number 6? A fish.
A person made of Legos.
Okay, so Boba Fett, Dengar, Zukas, 4, number 4, LOM, Bosk.
What is it?
BOSSK. And then
Bosk.
Sure. And then IG88. So that sounds like someone's Instagram
Heard
handle.
that one before, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That was a good one.
Sweet. So
that's Star Wars trivia.
That was
a lot of fun. I enjoyed quizzing you.
You're welcome. I'm glad to have shown all of my Star Wars knowledge because I know so much.
I think you really helped everybody have a deeper understanding of what it is to be passionate about Star Wars slightly.
Thank you guys.
Very slightly passionate.
I don't have no passion for Star Wars.
Just slight. It's there. I can see it in your eyes.
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's in your blood.
Well, I do love the music.
Exactly.
The music is so lit.
Whenever we're having a bad day, we're in the car and it's quiet, we can't find something to listen to.
Give me some John
crank
Williams.
up a little bit of Star Wars theme, and she is always happy about it. It's never
I wonder if I can play it on the cello.
I've never heard you say, "No, I don't want to listen to that right now." Not once. I'm gonna drink my ginger turmeric water.
Oh, guys, this is just right off the cuff. I've never played Star Wars on the cello. It starts on a C. This is okay. Honestly, I don't know why we're just not ending it. Okay.
Oh. Probably gotta go to the next string up, right? When you do the dun 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 dun, that part. Hey, I was right. It's like da, 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 da. You guys should hear her actually play the cello with the bow. It's very beautiful. The cello is such a wonderfully haunting instrument. It's got such a, like, if you ever listen to somebody play a cello in person,
Did you hear it?
there's so much bass. It's got such a rich tone to it. Hey! Good job. Well done.
You're welcome, guys. Usually I charge for that kind of talent, but
Yeah.
today it's free.
Yep.
So,
Well, you can pay us back when we launch our Patreon one day.
yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Honestly, if you made it this far, kudos to you.
This is super fun.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
Yeah, I had fun. Now we need to plan a creative episode before I leave the United States.
Yes. Christina,
or-
you're going somewhere.
I am going somewhere. I'm actually there right now while you're listening to this. Honestly, I don't know if we should just wait until I come back from that place
So we
to
can't tell
record
them.
another episode.
We're not going to tell them where
I'm
you're
going
going.
to Taiwan.
She's going to Taiwan.
I'm in Taiwan right now, guys. Hi. Yeah, but
Enjoy their food.
thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you enjoyed it so much that you want to leave a rate and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts, do it. I dare you. I freaking dare you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening and watching.